Here we go. It's Friday, right? Thank goodness it's Friday is what they say. TGIF. Not really sure why everyone's so excited about Friday. I don't know. I guess some people take the next couple days off. I don't know. Us in the entrepreneur world, we don't get that luxury. But for those of you that do, that's awesome. Today is Friday. Super excited. Cory Warfield's joining us today here on hashtag Rise and Grind. It's about to be fire. Hope you're ready for all of this. Good morning, good morning, good morning. How are you, my friend? How are you, my friend? You see, there's no excuse for you not pushing yourself to the next level. In order for you to create a new you must have a new mindset. When teams come together, we can create things that are greater than the sum of all of their parts.
Good morning and welcome to hashtag Rise and Grind. I am your host, Glenn Lundy. I am a husband to one, a father to seven, and the creator of what is going to be the #1 most watched morning show in the world. It is 5:30 a.m. and I hope that you are ready to rise and grind.
What a week! Wow! Are you kidding me? What a week we have had around here over at Rise and Grind headquarters, Glenn Lundy, LLC, and just around the Rise and Grind group as a whole. It's been absolutely incredible getting to know all of these incredible group members, man. We have had, like this week, we had Heather Fox, who was on the show, who was absolutely awesome. We had Jeff Baker on the show. We had Mike Stevens on the show. If you missed any of those, you got to go back and catch them so you can meet these incredible humans, members of Rise and Grind group. And then yesterday we had Emily Gowler, and she blew it up yesterday on the show, dude. Her and Heather Parody together were just absolutely amazing. Speaking of that, we got to give a shout out real quick. This camera's like in an awful position. We've got to give a shout out real quick to Heather Parody, man. How about Heather Parody, my co-host, I guess is what you would have to call Heather. She has come in here and just like shaking things up in hashtag Rise and Grind world. Drop it in the comments if you like think we should keep Heather. Like be like, yeah, Heather, yay, Heather rocks, Heather tag Heather, Heather whatever. But if you're like, no, get rid of that girl, she's crazy, like you got to get rid of her, then just go away because you're watching the wrong show. Because Heather's not going anywhere because she's absolutely amazing. So it's just been a super fun week, right? Like hashtag Rise and Grind Elite has been incredible. It's been, the sessions with that are over the top. If you're not a member of that yet, I highly suggest you come join us. RiseandGrindElite.com. It's super, super amazing. We've also been doing giveaways every single day, right? Every day we've been giving away shirts, hats, hoodies, jackets, water bottles, planners, you name it, just giving them away to members of the group like crazy. My team asked me early on, they're like, Glenn, what is the budget? And I was like, just do your thing, serve the group, don't worry about all that. But I didn't know they were going to go crazy like they have been, but I'm okay with it. I'm okay with it. Yesterday they gave away a couple planners, I think it was, another jacket, so on and so forth. So make sure you're involved in that. All you have to do to be eligible to win any of the prizes, because we're giving away stuff every single day this month. So all you have to do is just text me. Text me the word GEAR, GEAR. Text me the word GEAR at 859-208-2351, and you're entered to win all that stuff. We'll text you if you win. We'll let you know, highlight you on Facebook. We'll do all that cool stuff. And when you get your gear, dude, if you're one of the winners, do me a solid. Take a picture, stick that sucker on social, be like, Glenn Lundy's pretty cool. He sent me free stuff, right? Drop it on Facebook. I would love that. We love gathering that stuff. There's nothing that feels better than when you see somebody like, you create something, you design something, and then somebody's out there wearing it and rocking it. It's the best way to serve. So I would love it if you would do that. All right. Now, with that said, we've been connecting with group members. What's up, Jim Fitzpatrick? Great to see you. We've been connecting with group members through interviews, through spotlights, through giveaways, and all of that stuff. But I got to tell you, there's one group member that we haven't seen in a while. She's got a lot of babies, and she, Summer was here and all of that, and she was watching. She was with us kind of every day, and then Summer kicked in and all these different things. But if you open up your hashtag Rise and Grind planner, right there at the top, there's a quote, right? Every single day of the planner has a quote at the top. And that quote is something that's submitted by Rise and Grind group members, because everything we do in this community is together, right? So today's quote right there at the top, it says, "For God hath not given us the spirit of fear, but of power and of love and of a sound mind." So she submitted that verse. And as I read that this morning, as I was doing my gratitude and goals, I thought, wow, what powerful words to hear, especially during this season that we're going through. And this was submitted by Joanna Hamilton. Joanna Hamilton is my wife's best friend, and that is her incredible husband Tyler right there. So if you're friends with Joanna Hamilton, like, tag her this morning, be like, we miss you, we love you, we hope you're doing well, all of those things. And thank you, Joanna Hamilton, for submitting such powerful words that absolutely rocked my spirit this morning. I truly appreciate you and appreciated it. Powerful verse. Hey, check it out, man. Speaking of powerful, we've got this powerful dude that's joining us this morning. This guy named Cory Warfield. He's a freaking rock star, man. He's amazing. And he's going to be joining us today. You guys are going to get to know him. Part of the Rise and Grind group. Him and I actually met doing his show. He's powerful over on LinkedIn. He's got an incredible story. 20 years in the service industry as a waiter. Now he's a chairman. He's doing big things. He's got a tremendous podcast, tremendous following on LinkedIn, all of those things. And of course, is a member of hashtag Rise and Grind. And so we're going to get to know him a little bit better today. Super excited. But first, you know what we got to do here on this show. We got to do it every morning. We're a morning show. So we got to get a little music going. That's right. We got to get a little music going. We got to do a little dancing this morning. Get the body going, get it in motion, all of those things. And for those of you that know, and those of you that don't know, this is the part of the show where I need you to hit that share button. That's right. I need you to hit that share button, because I believe if we can change the way people start their day, it'll make a massive impact on this planet. I truly believe that. And sometimes all it takes to change the way somebody starts their day is for you to hit that share button. This is also the part of the show where I want to say good morning to you, and I want you to say good morning to me. Whether you're watching live or you're watching on replay, say what's up. I'll say what's up back. And who knows, we might even catch Cory dancing every once in a while. If we catch the camera angles just right, we might catch Cory dancing this morning too, which is amazing. Good morning, Sarah Ferguson. What are you doing out? You're in Arizona, girl. It's early out there. What's up, Megan DiMartino? Will Ramsey's up in here. John Coltonborn, Mr. John Paul Guidry. Great to see you. What's up, Emily Gowler? Archie K's in the house. Mr. Jim Fitzpatrick is up in here this morning. Janelle Griego, Michael Guthrie. What's up, Will Ramsey? We got Joel Tomlinson in the house. Rebecca Stroh-Snyder is up in here this morning. We got Cory Warfield's dog just popped in for a little Rise and Grind this morning, which I love. We got everybody up in here. John Gayheimer, great to see you. What's up, Robert Miglaccio? Spencer Nicholson is up in the house. Ray Hatcher, Julio Soto, Sean Woodward. We got Liza Myers, Borges, Scott Simons. Is my man Josh? Is he up in here? I hope he is. What's up, Jesse Switsky, Bill McLean, Megan DiMartino, Mike Stevens. My goodness, it's packed up in here on hashtag Rise and Grind. Kim Fair is in the house, dude. Can you believe it? Can you believe that we have 100 people at 5:30 a.m. watching a show live on Facebook? Powerful. Vicky Everett. We got Jesse Ican Sparkman. Eric Burns is up in here. There's Josho. I knew I saw him. Jeff Baker, Rick Tamburino. Everybody's up in here on hashtag Rise and Grind. Well, let's get in here. It's time to get to know Mr. Cory Warfield a little bit better on today's episode of hashtag Rise and Grind. Hey, one last thing before I bring Cory in here, I want to say thank you for those of you that are dropping stars down in the comments. If you don't know what the stars are, how are you, Kristen? Tibbs, great to see you. If you don't know what the stars are, we actually take those stars. There's a little button there. You can click it. When you donate your stars, we take those stars and we use them for Rise and Grind offline. So we go offline, we serve the community. Sometimes it's things like, hugging homeless people, buying gift cards, serving the police departments, bringing them lunch, whatever we do a lot of things offline, and we're actually looking to expand that so it's not just our local community. So thank you for those of you that are dropping stars in there, and if anybody feels like contributing to hashtag Rise and Grind, we absolutely appreciate it. Cory, dude, what's up, man? How are you this morning?
Life is good. It's 4:30 here in Chicago. I am rising and grinding with you, and I've been not only a fan of you and your show, but part of the overarching Rise and Grind movement with Damon John as well in his book about a year plus ago. So this is a collision of my two worlds.
Dude, I love it. I appreciate you getting up so early in the morning to join us. Now, you sent me an email fairly late last night. Are you normally more of a night owl?
I'm trying to get better about getting a full night's sleep, but yeah, typically I'm up pretty late and I'm up pretty early. So this is just a little bit earlier than usual for me.
Gotcha. So you're both. You're the night owl and the early bird. Basically, you're just busy. It's what that is. You're busy building, right?
Well, it was like you said, why is everybody excited about this Friday? Isn't it just the day before a couple more work days? It's, similarly to myself as that entrepreneur, they say we're the only ones crazy enough to work 80 hours a week so we don't have to work 40, right? So it's, I'm either up, I'm working on my first book right now, so the late night is when I find those creative juices flowing. And other than that, it's, it's rise and grind, and then it's stay up and grind too, right?
That's right, man. I love that. We're the only ones crazy enough to work 80 hours a week so we don't have to work 40. That is fact right there. What a powerful quote. I really, really, really like that. So talk to me real quick. Tell me about Shed Wool, man. So you've got Shed Wool on the shirt right there. Talk to me just briefly. Share with us nice, man. What does your company do, and how are you serving the world through Shed Wool?
Yeah, so I first started serving the world by serving the world. I was a waiter for 20 years. And so I was the guy that came to your table, tried to make you laugh and smile, told you what the chef was cooking up, and made sure everything came out properly. And about halfway through my 20-year career, I really started to get sick of not knowing when I was going to work, right? They would put out a schedule the day before the week started. Half your shifts would be on call. You wouldn't know when you would work. And I realized all the data exists to schedule properly. And if that data had been automated and leveraged, then it would actually let people know when they were working, give them a little bit more insight to work when they wanted to. And so I started a company 4 years ago. I went all in. I waited my last table, put my life savings in, put together a small team, and I kind of just figured it out as I went. I went through an accelerator program, raised some early funds for the company, launched a version 1 product a couple years ago that we've had some success with. We've served companies like Eli's Cheesecake and Wendy's and Volkswagen and Price Automotive. I know that starts to touch some of your world. Sure. And once we reached a certain level, we were able to raise quite a bit of money, and I was able to hire a world-class executive team. So we've now got, and this is some breaking news on the show, we've got our 2.0 product that we've been working on all year. This is about 7 months into development, about $500,000 later. This product is an end-to-end compliance platform with an artificially intelligent component. So not only can people build and maintain schedules very quickly and easily and affordably with Shed Wool, but now they don't have to do it at all. They can set it and forget it if they're audited, or if they're found to be potentially in infractions of any of the new legislation that's been passing around scheduling. We keep them compliant with all of that. McDonald's last year took a $26 million fine violating those laws. So they're not insignificant. And we've got employee communications on there as well. It's kind of like Slack for shift workers. So that's what we're up to at Shedwell. We think that by helping people know when they're working, work when they want to, and companies be the most profitable and compliant, that it's a great way to serve. But additionally, we're putting together a social media component on our site. You can think of it like LinkedIn for shift workers. And so that's an opportunity for them to find out who's hiring in the neighborhoods, who within their community is getting certified for what that means, different tips and tricks, and just anything that you can think of around that community piece. So that's how we feel as though we're serving community using data, using tech, and at the end of the day, we truly care.
Golly, dude. First of all, it is very, very, very early in the morning for you to be dropping all that high level intelligent conversation right there, all that talk. That's amazing that you guys are doing all of those things, dude. Absolutely amazing. I love the way that you're serving the world that way. And what I love even more is here you were 20 years as server, you saw a problem, right? You saw this problem. You're like, this is ridiculous. I don't know when I'm going to work. Nobody knows when they're going to work. This is obviously a problem. And instead of just complaining about it, dude, you went out there and created a solution, went all in, right? Used all of your own money initially, did everything that you had to do to bring this thing to fruition. Talk to me about that. How did you make the shift? Because it's not like you were in for 2 years and you're like, man, I see a problem here. We got to fix this. You were in for a long time. Like you had created a habit and a routine for yourself for 20 years. So how did you make that shift? And maybe what was like the breaking point that you were finally like, you know what, I got to go do something about this.
Yeah, well, so I was very fortunate, and I was at a level in my career where I was regularly serving people like Steve Harvey, Bill Clinton, right? All these great names. I had Keith Richards from the Rolling Stones come in. And I realized at a certain point, people thought it was really cool. I would have Michael Jordan and all the Bulls and all the Bears, and people thought it was really cool. And I realized I didn't, right? I felt like I was just the servant in the castle at a certain point, and I was making great money, and people in my world, really kind of revered, who I was, what I was doing. And I realized that it wasn't resonating with me. It didn't make me feel fulfilled. It didn't make me feel cool. I literally felt, like I said, like a servant. And I think that seed, and anyone that's serving in a shift capacity, service capacity, God bless them. I did it for years before I got somewhat burnt out. But I think it sounds silly because I started the scheduling company, but I think just the schedules changing so much and never knowing when you were going to work or how much you were going to earn also started to take a toll on me. And so I think 10 years in, making six figures and that, you become very complacent. And I think that once I realized that I was not only not happy, not fulfilled, but also was being complacent, I started looking for something else anyhow. And about 2 years before I started Shedwell, I started my first quote unquote startup. It was called the Swirler. I'm certified as a sommelier. And so we did about 1,000 reviews of wine at all price points. And I would write stories and tell you about the winemaker and then the parcel of land or the sub AVAs and what it paired best with and, what it was comparable. And I was trying to highlight wines that I thought were the best value, sub $10, sub $20 bottles, right? Sure. And I did a series of wine cartoons, and we were getting great traffic, and people that loved wine were learning a whole lot from this website. I just had one co-founder with that, and I had no clue what I was doing. I didn't have a business model. I didn't have, any strategy at all. And, I guess I thought if you build it, they will come. I had some ideas on how we thought that it would make money, but we never got there. We got hacked by somewhere in Asia, and we logged in one day, and it was all windings and characters that we didn't speak. And so we had it backed up, and we backed up the site. It took a couple of days, and that in and of itself was a little bit of an ordeal. And once we had it back live, and we were feeling really good about it, we thought we had some additional security provisions. And we got hacked again, and this one looked like it came from Russia, and similar thing. The next day, the entire website was just in gibberish, and we couldn't figure out why. We didn't know if it was nefarious or if the Russians and the Chinese just loved wine, right? But either way, it was like, right, we're not making money, right? So we're making no money off these 1,000 daily active users, and we're getting hacked, and so we just kind of shut it down. But I think that's when I realized I had the bug. It's like I started something. We did get some groundswell, and it did
Right.
feel like we could make some money. And so I think coming off of that, I'd always, at least for some time at that point, realized how crazy the scheduling was in the restaurant world. And
Sure.
I think coming out of that, I just realized I needed to do something a little bit bigger, a little bit more strategic. And then what really worked for me, there's a book called The Lean Startup. I was told to read that. That changed my life. And then I literally just spent a couple months digging through different books, different websites, and then specifically YouTube. I went ham on YouTube and just found out what it takes to start a company, what you really need to understand, what a business model is, how you can use a canvas for that, what a financial model is, and what sensitivity looks like on there, what KPIs truly are, and what you need to hit in order to achieve certain goals. And I just kind of learned as I went along. And I've been very fortunate. I've had some mentors that have done some big things in their career and helped
Yeah.
change the world with technology. And so, they've been, somewhat the guardrails, I guess you could say, making
Yeah,
sure that I don't
sure.
go too far off the deep end in any way. But now it's been 4 years and we're having a lot of fun.
I love it, man. I love the process. And for those of you that are watching live here this morning, this is my man, Cory Warfield with Shed Wool, and Corey's done amazing things, continues to do amazing things. He's serving, he's giving back to the community, he's helping nonprofits, he's doing podcasts. He's just a busy dude. And I hope you took notes on what he was just saying right there, right? Saw the problem, didn't have a clue what he was doing at all, took the time to research, to study, to read the books, to connect with the mentors, to watch the videos, to learn how to do the things, right? I love that, man. That book that he recommended, The Lean Startup, that's some, if you're looking at that, you're thinking about starting a business or going somewhere, jump in, dude, grab the book. Success leaves clues. Right? Success leaves clues. So he just gave you a roadmap of how you can launch that on your own. Within that roadmap, I've got to just know real quick. You said you were serving like the Bears, you were serving Jordan, you were serving Clinton, and I want to ask who's the worst tipper. But we're a very positive show, so who's a great tipper out of all these celebrities, politicians, and whatnot that you were serving over there back before you started your own company.
So it's funny, I definitely have some of the negative stories on some of the people in movies. I won't watch their movies because they're just such nasty people. But I
Man,
would say Magic Johnson's a good tipper.
okay,
Magic Johnson I liked a lot. Vince Vaughn is a very generous tipper and just a very great guy. The first time that he came in and I served he and his family in a private room, he actually had them stand up and give me a round of applause, and felt like it was straight out of the movie Swingers. And just
wow,
nice, kind person that did go out of his way. And I was at a price point at a prime steakhouse where even if you're a party of four, your bill was at least $1,000. So it was tipping was pretty standard, but there were always some people that went above and beyond.
yeah, that's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, very cool, man. Had everybody stand up and cheer for you. That's awesome, man. Vince Vaughn seems like a cool guy. He just seems like somebody I'd love to hang out with a little bit. All right, man. So let's talk about hashtag Rise and Grind a little bit. When you hear hashtag Rise and Grind, like what does that mean to you?
So to me, and I think this is something I got from Damon John, but to me, anytime I hear Rise and Grind, I think of the Dunkin' Donuts commercial, right? Time to make the donuts. And to me, there are two types of people in this world, right? There are those of us that get up before the sun and we make sure that by the time, quote unquote, work starts, we've got all of our people taken care of and fed and that we're ready and our heads in the game. And then you have the people rolling out of bed starting to kind of complain and right, the water's too cold and the coffee is, never strong enough. And so to me, it's just that mentality. It's choosing to be part of that productive side. It's that pushing yourself a little farther to do what a lot of people won't. And to me, it's you can rise, you can grind, but when you rise to grind, right? When your intention is to jump out of bed, already dialed up to 10, you understand that you need to. I guess the proverbial grab the bull by its horns. But to me, I think it really is just a mindset that positions people, in a unique category of winners.
Yeah, I agree, and I love that. I love the intentional part of it, right? The mindset behind it. We rise every day with intention and purpose. Sometimes people get that twisted, man. They just think like, okay, I'm supposed to wake up early. So I wake up early and then what, right? I'm just sitting around, I'm flipping through, my phone, or I'm looking on Netflix, and that doesn't really work, right? There's no passion or desire to get up if you don't have some type of strong morning routine, something to get after, some kind of target, some type of goal, some type of intention to roll with that. 100% you and I are in line when it comes to that. Now, you've been able to build on top of your incredible company, Shed Wool, you've been able to build a massive community on LinkedIn, very similar to, we have a big community here on Facebook with Rise and Grind. You have a big community over on LinkedIn. You go live on LinkedIn, you add value, you do your shows, you do all of that stuff. 220,000 followers, I believe it is, over on LinkedIn last I looked. So like, where did that kind of come from? How'd you build that community? And what would you say are some key points to anyone that is looking to build a similar community? What are some of the things that you did right along the way that you can pass along to us?
Yeah, well, I'm happy to pass those on all along, and I'll kind of preface with why and how I did it in a moment. But what I would like everybody watching this, both live and after the fact, to know is that anybody can do it. I didn't grow to a six-figure following with millions of views on LinkedIn by anything other than a little bit of deliberate strategy and executing on that. So what I had identified is that there really weren't any restaurant professionals that were active on LinkedIn. And I've been active now for about 3 years on the platform. So this would have been back in probably 2017. I realized that there wasn't anybody from the restaurant industry as an emerging voice. And because I do represent the kind of the shift workers themselves, or the foot soldiers, right? I wanted to get kind of ahead of that curve. And I realized that if I establish myself as a thought leader kind of in the shift scheduling space on LinkedIn, that it would open up a lot of doors for me. So there was a lady, I'll actually shout her out, and I've got some giveaways as well. But a lady named Carrie Luxem was very active on LinkedIn, and she was the fifth hire at Potbelly's. She developed their HR department, and she was doing these little videos. What I didn't realize is they had just literally within days probably of me finding out who Carrie Luxem was, allowed the personal profiles to put videos on LinkedIn. So I saw these videos. I saw she was from the restaurant space, and her book is called The Restaurant Operator's HR Playbook. I'm giving away as many of these copies. If anybody's watching that's in the restaurant industry, powerful book. I'll give away some memberships to her platform as well. But she was doing these videos that were getting a lot of likes, and I said, well, she's a pretty blonde. There's, obviously there's nothing I can do. I'm just some old white guy with gray in my beard. But if it's worth trying, I'm going to try it. So I did a video, and I told her, I thanked her for inspiring me. And that turned into a friendship between she and I. And evidently I was one of the other first people doing videos on LinkedIn. And, she turned what she was doing on LinkedIn into a multi-million-dollar business as well. And so she's become a little bit less active. I love the platform and the activity and engagement so much they haven't been able to get rid of me in 3 years. But I started to grow pretty quickly. And initially I was that guy getting somewhere between 10 and 100 views on my posts. I have a social media team now, and they just compiled a list of every post I've ever done on LinkedIn. And LinkedIn doesn't actually category them very well. And if someone were to scroll back on my feed, they wouldn't find my last post. It just doesn't exist there. But my team found it, and we pulled it up. And 3 years later, right, 200 and whatever thousand followers later, this post still had one like on it. And I think now it's got 5. I think a couple people on my team just thought it was so funny and threw it a like, right? But initially, nobody knew who I was at all. And I was doing these videos and putting on this great content, and people were kind of laughing and going, why are you still putting this stuff up? And you're getting no engagement. And I kind of said, if you build it, they will come. Well, sure enough, my videos started to take off a bit, and a couple global influencers started to love on me. And one of the guys did a little post about me. Next thing you know, 50,000 people have been checking out my profile. My next post had 100,000 views. And I think from the moment that happened, I said, okay, it's go time, right? Like this is what I've been building. This is probably my one chance. Don't blow it. And then what's really worked for me, and what I encourage anybody to think about, and it could be LinkedIn, it could be Facebook, it could be Twitter, Snapchat, TikTok, it doesn't matter. What I find works for social media growth is the law of reciprocity. So if I want 100 likes on my LinkedIn post, I'm going to go on, I'm going to like 50 people's posts, I'll post, and then I'll like another 50 people's posts. And that little like, I mean, like you said, when you're asking people to share, share the link out, to just like this show, right? To leave a star that turns into actionable things in the community. That's what leaving a like on someone's post on social media can do. Just that little half a second,
No doubt.
throwing a like, or it can change lives. And so I make sure I do that. And when I do that, people seem to return the favor, whether it's karma, whether it's energetic, whether it's just, blessings beget blessings. But now I'm pretty fortunate. If I put something on LinkedIn, I try to post once a day, and sometimes I'm lazy, but it'll go out to a couple tens of thousands of people, and
Amazing.
I have the posts that go viral and all that. So what it's done for me is it has helped me raise. I think at Shedwell we've raised about $700,000 for the company so far, and most of that has come directly or indirectly from what I do on LinkedIn. We're a team of 23, I think. My executive team right now is six strong at Shedwell. They all came either through LinkedIn or because they loved what I was doing on LinkedIn.
Amazing.
A lot of our bigger clients and prospects have come through LinkedIn. I'm friends with the executive leadership at all our Fortune 100, 500 targets on LinkedIn. They all know who I am. They all know what we're up to, right? So it makes the sales cycle a lot easier. Now, and my team is saying, hey, we're with Shedwell. They're not going, who's that? They're going, no, it's the guy from LinkedIn. Right?
Super cool, man.
I've been told by some global leaders and prospects of ours that they love what I do on LinkedIn, but that it clogs their feed and they mute me. They're like, Cory, we love you. We'll do business with you. We had to mute you. You're there too much. Like all we see anytime we log in on LinkedIn is your face, and I say thank you. They say thank you for what? I said thank you for muting me and not getting rid of me as a client.
Right.
B, thanks for suffering that. But it's been amazing. It turns into these speaking points as well. So it's been hugely powerful for me. And one thing I'll tell your audience as well, I started a hashtag. I have a few of them, but the one that I think is relevant for this conversation is hashtag LinkTips, LINKTIPS. If anyone were to follow that hashtag on LinkedIn, all the content there is what I do. I A/B test the algorithm. I always find out little ways to use it better. It's just kind of lightweight, free, easy way for people to see what's working for me. And typically, when people apply it for themselves, they find that it's not secret sauce, right? This is quite literally just set it and forget it, algorithmic math.
Love it, dude. Love it. Hashtag link tips went from one like to hundreds of thousands of followers. Hey, it's 6:05. This is my man Cory Warfield. If you've got to get out of here right now, I totally get it. I got to respect your morning routine. I understand. If you got to go, just do me a favor. Make sure you hit that share button on your way out if you haven't done so already. It is such an honor to have people join us on the show at 5:30 a.m. And it is not easy. In Cory's case, it's 4:30 a.m. So the best way we can honor our guests on the show is to, one, hit the share button. Two, make sure you pour into Cory today. Go follow him on LinkedIn. Go to that hashtag link tips. Go to that hashtag, learn the stuff, check him out, hit the likes. And did you catch what he said? Did you catch what he said? If you want likes, if you want shares, if you want followers, reciprocity. Go in there, like other people's stuff, comment on other people's stuff, engage, man. Don't just be a taker. Don't try to just be a taker. It doesn't work. You got to be a giver. Got to be a giver. All right, with that said, I'm going to hit Cory with, it's 6:06, so I'm going to put him up here on a mountaintop real quick. But for those of you that got to go, love you guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. Enjoy your weekend, all that good stuff. And then we'll come back here again Monday morning, 5:30 a.m. We'll do it all over again with episode 706 of hashtag Rise and Grind. But for those of you that are smart, I'm just kidding. I know some of you got to go. I get it. But for those of you that are staying here with Cory, actually, I'm going to ask you two questions real quick, and then we'll get out of here. Rise and Grind, the Rise and Grind group, the Rise and Grind community, we met. You said you've watched some of the shows and so on and so forth. What would you say is maybe what do you like? I'm not like trying to fill my ego here or anything like that, but our Rise and Grind community, man, what would you say special about it, and what draws you to it?
what drew me to it is what keeps me with it, and it's similarly to the law of reciprocity. It's a contagious energy. I mean, your energy is always on 10, and to be able to start a day before most people are with just insights and really it's your energy itself. And then when I see kind of the comments and see people rallying around behind this is a group of motivated individuals. This is people that are doing business together. I lead and teach some masterminds and master classes, and this to me is kind of an extension of that. It's a bunch of good people doing good things, and then you're kind of the ringleader. And to me, it really is all about community. Pardon, it's all about community. I don't see huge community online that really has active participation, enthusiastic membership. And I think you've got that dialed in. So I think, the community aspect and the motivation aspect is absolutely what I was initially drawn to, and what's kept me here for about a year now.
That's awesome, man. Thank you so much. And I love it. It's been an incredible gift. And I know you understand as well, because you've got a lot of people that you're connecting with and serving and leading the charge, and motivated individuals as well. So super, super cool. All right. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to throw you up on top of a mountain real quick, Cory. All right. So you are on top of a mountain, and all of civilization is at the base of the mountain, and they're there. They're cheering for you, right? Cory, Cory, Cory. Everybody's cheering for you. They're clapping. They're celebrating. They walk over. Somebody hands you a microphone, and they say, "Hey, Cory, you've got 2 minutes to drop something on all of civilization, some practical application wisdom, something they can apply in their life today, this week, this month, this year." What are you going to tell them?
I'm going to tell them to stop trying to get everybody to agree with them. People don't need their points of view to be ubiquitous. I'm moving into a phase in the season of my life where I want to unify everybody. So with that microphone, I think really the message is love more. Love yourselves more, love each other more, love unconditionally. We can call it agape love. But I think at the end of the day right now, I see so much division. I see so much unity. I see so much anger. I see so much hatred. And I think the way that we overcome all of that is just to love more. So I don't think I need the 2 minutes. I think it's simply love more. But I think that in that lens, I'm starting to understand that people don't need to agree. People just need to stop trying to convince other people. And if people have some crappy thoughts or emotions that they're holding on to, rather than trying to tell them they're wrong or that they shouldn't, I think to just kind of meet people where they are. To love people regardless of whether or not they like you, agree with you, anything like that. That to me would be my message from the top of the mountain. I think it'll serve us all very well.
Dude, I think that is a powerful message, a much needed message. We don't have to agree, just love more. Awesome. I think Cory just froze up on us right at the last second. Oh, there you are.
My screen. I'm here, but my screen's frozen as well, so we'll see what that means.
Yeah, no problem. There you are. You're back. Yeah, dude. That's it. That's it. If people could understand that one thing right there, we don't have to agree. So, we don't have to force our opinions on others. We're all walking in our own shoes, coming from different backgrounds, different experiences, different everything about us is unique and different, and that's what's beautiful. That's why we should love each other, our brothers and sisters. We're all children of God, the God of the universe, God that made everything, made you, Cory, to be the absolute best version of yourself that you can be. And you're doing it. You're living it out. And the decisions that you're making, clearly, they make an impact on your friends, your family members, your coworkers. And today, you being on #RiseAndGrind has made a massive impact on me and all of these other wonderful humans that are watching here this morning, man. I stinking love you for it. Thank you so much for sharing this morning with us.
It's a pleasure. Thank you so much for having me. I'm a fan and a friend.
Dude, and a rock star on top of that. Hang tight for just a second. Hey guys, that's Cory Warfield. Blow him up. Show him what we do here on Rise and Grind. He's waving at you guys right over here in the background. Show him what we do on Rise and Grind, how we blow up our guest. Also, Cory, real quick, Emily Galler, she knows that my dream guest, hi Morgan, it's so good to see you, Morgan. She knows that our my dream guest is Will Smith. So she put it in the comments. She was like, does Cory by chance have a connect to Will Smith? And so I'm just going to plant that seed. We can talk about that later, all right?
And the answer is I do. It's a second degree of separation at this point, but it's a pretty good one.
Oh my goodness, we're going to talk more about that here in just a second. Hey guys, listen, hope you enjoyed today's episode. Share it out, follow Cory, blow him up. Dude, we don't have to agree. Love more. I want you to walk away with that today here on hashtag Rise and Grind. Thank you guys so much for an incredible week. Keep tuning in as we continue to do giveaways. Hop on over to Rise and Grind Elite if you want to join in our Elite Mastermind group. That's been going absolutely incredible. Have a phenomenal weekend, and then I'll see you next week. I think I might be in this one place over in Virginia. I forget the name of that organization. CMA week next week is what's going to be going on there. So, hey, have a great day. We'll see you guys. Absolutely love you. Have a wonderful one. Take care. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. How are you, my friend?
Saying you want it bad will not get you results. But showing you want it bad will. Talking about it will not get you results. Doing it will. You see, in life, you have a choice. You can either be a spectator or you can be a participant. Spectators like to talk. Participants are all about action. You see, everybody talks a good game, don't they? But what separates the successful from the unknown is action. The successful, the champions of life, they take massive action. They don't hesitate. They don't procrastinate. They do not fear failure. They fear being average.